rise and face the flag. Move your hats as well, please. Flag's up there, thank you. Oh, shit. You may be asking yourself, why am I watching four strangers rise for the national anthem at possibly one of the worst angles of all time? That's because this past weekend, I hosted the first ever 2v12 Olympics. Now, you might be wondering, what does any of this mean? Well, it means I put together a 2v2 best of 7 game series for me and my roommates to do. The only issue with this is that during it all, I was kind of too focused on the games and I wasn't actually like filming that well. And you know, none of it really turned out that well, but that's why I'm here talking. So I am going to tell you about what went down during these games. The rules, the scheduling, the power-ups, alongside with a bunch of poorly shot video. So I hope you enjoy. Subscribe if you want. I first thought they did the Olympics about 2 weeks before it happened. Me and my roommate spent a lot of time like competing in like 2v2 events. So I thought, why not put us against each other, but like in a way more competitive scene and for a special prize. More on that later. So I took to a Google Doc and I started writing. The teams are going to be myself and Cole, Team Egg/Chip. We were going to be against JJ and Gideon. They were Team Kitty Cats. With these teams in mind, I came to pick the 7 games we were going to participate in. These were going to be pickleball, basketball, pool, spike ball, Clash Royale, cornhole, and football cone game, with 2 each being a stronger game for each pairing, and then the other 3 being more of a 50-50 neutral game, sort of thing. I then decided on creating 3 general power-ups and 5 game-specific power-ups. We then decided who got what power-up with the spin of our wheel. After spinning the wheel and then creating our jerseys, it was time to get to the inaugural can shooting. This was to decide who got to pick the first game, and after a sudden death round between me and Gideon, Team Egg and Chip got the first pick. Our strategy was to pick pool. Pool was not our game. It was definitely in Kitty Cat's favor. So that's why we decided to pick it and get it out of the way. We were then going to take them to Clash immediately because we were going to rinse them in Clash. Then with that in mind, we were going to maybe have an early use of our power-up and then immediately go up 2-1. However, pool ended up being a lot closer than anticipated. I am by far the worst pool player of our group. And the Kitty Cats even had a power-up for the 1v2 rule, so they were guaranteed going to pick me if we got to a game 3. Which obviously was the right call until the game 3 began. Slowly but surely, I started sinking balls. Pause. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden we were down just to the 8 ball, and with numerous attempts to make it, I choked and they ended up winning. Pocket. I've never been nervous for a pool game before.
And we lose.
Kitty Cats take game 1, baby. Top left, baby. Good game. Good game. Kitty Cats take game 1. Kitty Cats, baby. They take game 1, baby. So actually, in the end, it didn't really matter. So we then decided to take them to Clash, which Clash was an absolute wash. It wasn't even close. I mean, like me, Egg and Chip, me and Cole, we have a combined trophies of like 22,000 or something, and the other Kitty Cats are at like 15K. Like it wasn't even close. We just wash over. It doesn't even matter. Those were not close. So the games are tied up 1-1, and they decided to take us to a neutral game of cornhole. All of us were pretty good at cornhole, so it was kind of just down to whoever had the hot hand that day. And well, let me tell you something. I had the hot hand. Game 1 ended after a bust from the Kitty Cats. Egg and Chip got the final point needed for the win.
What the fuck was that?
Game 2 was kind of a doozy. Kitty Cats kind of beat us just straight up 15-21. So it took us to game 3, which was by far the closest. After getting tied 20-20, I threw my first bag and stuck it right on the bottom of the board, putting us up 21-20. JJ, on the other hand, definitely got a little bit nervous, was a little bit shaken up by that, and airmailed wide right. Meaning, if you know anything about cornhole, all I have to do is throw my bag to my feet. I could throw it 1,000 feet behind me. I just do not have to land on the board. But man, I must have been feeling good that day, because the instant JJ missed, I was already cocking back for my throw, and without a second thought in my puny little brain, my bag was flying through the air, and it perfectly tracked to the middle of the board. And if you know anything about cornhole, you know what that means. Me and Cole busted, which put us right back to 11, and then of course we lost. I don't know what happened. I was too geeked versus locked in or something. I don't know. He missed, and I wasn't thinking, and I threw the bag, and it's whatever. Now Cole was kind of pissed at me, and we were down 1-2, and we really should have been up 2-1. Me and Cole lost, so we took us to game 4, which game 4 was pickleball. Pickleball was once again kind of a doozy. Cole owns a pickleball court at his house. I have like 3 years of tennis experience. It really wasn't even close. We swept them. Sir, hit it where they're not. And then after a short team discussion from the Kitty Cats, they decided to take us to basketball. Now, basketball was going to be an interesting sport. JJ is a hooper. That man could make 1,000 threes in a row if he really wanted to. Gideon is a lax player. He could not make 10 threes in a row if he wanted to. Now, my basketball experience is I'm tall, and Cole is a pretty good shooter.
Stupid. 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 Ah! No way. Stupid. Oh. Stupid.
So, a game that was supposed to favor the Kitty Cats, I kind of thought was going to be a toss-up just because me and Cole also have the basketball power-up. The basketball power-up of the first 5 shots being worth normal. This didn't matter because we actually had to make those shots and we went 1 for 5. What I'm trying to say is the Kitty Cats kind of torched us. Gideon kind of got every rebound imaginable. I found out what the difference was between an actual hooper and myself. And Cole was kind of attempting a Michael Jordan flu game performance. It just didn't work out. Here's the final scores. Either way, with the Kitty Cats winning that, they were up 3-2, meaning it was an elimination game for us. Also meaning we didn't get to use our power-ups. I don't know what the hell me and Cole were thinking. Egg and Chip choked on the power-ups. I don't know. We should have used it earlier. It's unfortunate. Next Olympics we'll know though. That's for sure. So this made us take him to spike ball. None of us really ever played spike ball other than like PE in high school. So everyone kind of thought this was going to be like an interest. Like we didn't really know who was going to win this. This was kind of going to be a toss-up. Me and Cole torched though. It wasn't even close. Egg and Chip. I don't know what it was about us that day. We torched though. So this meant we finally got to take it to a game 7. After all the smack talk, after all the we're gonna win 4 straight, we got to a game 7. In game 7, everything we'd worked for, everything that had happened, had come down to this. And the final game was a 2-12 classic. It was the football cone game. Now this is a very confusing game, so stick with me here for a second. What you do is you set up 2 cones in front of you and 2 cones in front of your opponent, and you throw a football and try to knock over your opponent's cone. It's really easy to understand. There was one problem with this game though. Cole and I were at a severe disadvantage. They had the rewind power up, meaning me and Cole practically had to win 3 straight games to take the series, even though it's a best of 3 because they were able to rewind a game. Wow, they only had to win 2. So we were off. Game 1, we got up to a pretty early lead with a quick cone knockover by me. However, this game was over within a flash as the Kitty Cats knocked over both of our cones pretty quickly within the next couple throws. So we were already on to game 2. And you know how earlier I was saying Cole was trying to pull off a Michael Jordan flu game performance in basketball? He pulled that off in the cone game. That man put me on his back and carried me. He knocked over both cones on back-to-back throws, tying up the score at 1-1. However, all this win meant really was that we just now had to reverse sweep the Kitty Cats because they still had their rewind power up, meaning it was pretty much the score was still at 0-1. And unfortunately for Team Egg and Chip, this didn't even matter in the end. JJ ended up knocking over both of our cones within the first couple throws, giving the first ever win of the 2-12 Olympics to Team Kitty Cats. So I did all this work, I set up all this crap, I did all the scheduling, I did all this stuff just to lose. Pretty much bought a trophy for them.
It is not my honor, but it is my duty to present this trophy that resides inside this box. It is the Golden Dove Medal. So I'd like to grant this to you guys. Please, I need you guys to sign it and put this for the final score of the Olympics. Also the year and the date, please. Thank you.
Let's get a little picture for Cole.
Yeah, you guys get a picture. JJ, how do you feel after your Olympics win?
All I have to say is the Kitty Cats let them have 3. It was 4-3, and we let them win 3 because we didn't want them to feel bad for us. And
it was hard fought, well deserved. I'm probably gonna eat some raspberries after this. And as always, loyalty.